Welcome in everybody to the wettest podcast, the No Look podcast.
That was moist.
That was moist. Um, Austin, NBA
Tyler.
playoffs going
hmm
on right now. Um, no, this isn't Danny NASCAR. He made one too many left turns, and thank God he's done. Um, NBA playoffs going on right now. Obviously, a lot of things that we've not really gone into because of the NFL draft last week and everything here nor there. Have you been watching, keeping up with the NBA playoffs?
Definitely been keeping up with them. I didn't watch a lot this weekend, but it's been a solid playoffs. Honestly, I mean, pretty evenly spread. I know majority of the matchups are sitting at 2-2 right now. You know, the Sixers made a nice comeback after being down 2-0. The Mavs bounced back. They're involved in a good series over there against the Suns. So honestly, I know it might be clickbaiting a little bit with the title, saying this is the best NBA playoffs ever, but I mean it's been up there in recent years. You know, for not having LeBron, not having KD at this point in the playoffs, a bunch of big name guys. Like I think we're doing pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of headlines of players maybe being a little bit dirty or things happening in games that are definitely headliners. I want to jump into the East versus West if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the East. One of the games that actually just finished not too long ago, Celtics versus Bucks, which is probably one of the most, I don't know, I would love to say most evenly matched up series, but I feel like all of them are evenly matched up. Besides the Grizzlies and Warriors, which is going on right now, everybody's tied 2-2. But on paper, I knew this was going to be a series of seven series that we were going to see between the Celtics and Bucks, and one of the most exciting ones. Celtics come out with a W, 116 to 108 against the Bucks in Milwaukee to tie the series up 2-2. This was a huge game for the Celtics. They were down big, probably by like 10 going into the fourth, and then come back and seal the deal against the Bucks.
Yeah, no, I actually just caught the past 5 or so minutes of the game getting home from work, and I inhaled a salad, which don't ask me what was on it because it was the most random salad ever. Just kind of threw whatever I had in my fridge together. Um, but no, I understand 100% what you're saying about like evenly matched. I think these teams are both, prototypical Eastern Conference teams. They play fundamental basketball. They're hustlers. Marcus Smart.
I'm a
Uh,
hustler.
Obviously, Giannis. He's all over the court. It's almost like back in the day, Tyler. You got Kareem versus like Robert Parrish, or I don't know if he played against Bill Russell, but the old school Bucks versus Celtics matchup, and it's fun. It's physical. They're letting them play a little bit. Marcus Smart, Giannis getting into it, and then you see Giannis coming back with a foul on Jaylen Brown. He's shrugging him off because his when Smart tried to help up Giannis, he pushed him away. So it's good. It's chippy, fun to watch. But yeah, I think from what I saw, the few minutes of it, the big X factor in this one had to be Al Horford. He had his career playoff high. I don't know what he ended up with. I think he got at least 30 when I saw, which, 30 points. You talk about a guy who's a multiple time All Star, had a bunch of good seasons in Atlanta. And,
30 exactly.
what's that?
30
Was what
points
he ended with?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, when he was in Atlanta, they weren't technically a perennial playoff team, but it's hard to believe at this stage in his career rather, is when he is playing the best playoff game of his life.
Well, as they said on the game, he definitely found the fountain of youth. But put some respect on Al Horford. That Hawks team, I'm pretty sure, had one of the best records in the East that one year in like
Mm.
2013. But Austin, I'm gonna coin this series. You ready for this? The
Yep.
the Ray Allen Jesus Shuttlesworth championship series. Whoever wins this gets the Ray Allen award. They get a little sculpture of Ray Allen in a half Bucks, half Celtics
Mm.
jersey. And they get to keep it until they face the next time. It's kind of like, college football where they have those
Yeah, yeah.
president's trophies and shit like that.
Who is it?
But
Fucking is it AJ Hawk's sister? That's who I remember. She was dating Brady Quinn, or vice
uh,
versa. and someone was
Yeah.
wearing half AJ Hawk, half Brady Quinn. I didn't know if it was AJ's sister who was dating Brady or Brady's sister dating AJ. It was
No, it's Brady's sister dating AJ.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was funny. And then obviously the parents, the Antetokounmpo or the Watt brothers, whatever. They're pretty well known for having those half jerseys.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree wholeheartedly. This Celtics Bucks series, obviously they're chippy. I wish they would let them play even a little bit more. The only quarrel I have with the game that happened today was the Al Horford technical one, where he slam dunked it on Giannis, and then his elbow came down and hit Giannis in the face. Like, how is that a technical foul from a ref standpoint when the guy is
Hmm.
literally coming down
That's a technical foul.
off the side of the basket and his arm has nowhere to go but down? Like,
Right.
it makes absolutely zero sense. I mean, the rules nowadays really are kind of a giant gray area, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, but definitely a fun series to watch. Austin, I think the next time that we have this, the series may be over. So,
Yeah, potentially. Yep.
who do you have winning this series?
Oh man.
I want
Yeah.
your gut pick. I don't want you to follow your head or your heart. I want your gut pick.
I mean, Milwaukee is a strong physical team. Um, they match up well, obviously, against the Celtics. Celtics a little bit younger. I think Tatum needs one more year to kind of hit that next level, to get into that next category of superstardom. My only concern, Tyler, I'm not sure the exact time frame around it. You might know better, but Chris Middleton being out is a
Oh, he's
against
out for the rest of the playoffs.
clear factor for this Milwaukee Bucks team. Is Tyler, I'm sure, has a shit grin on his face because that's all he said last year was how Chris Middleton was the guy. So now that the series is tied 2-2 and the Bucks are struggling a little bit, I think just for that reason, I don't know, if Giannis can put the whole squad on his back. Obviously, they still got Holiday, they still got Bobby Portis, some nice role player guys that have filled in nicely. But I mean, if they can get 20 plus from Horford, 30 plus from Tatum, and then you got Smart and Brown, those guys can go off on any given night. I like the Celtics in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree with you, and Chris Middleton being the biggest factor. You can tell that the Bucks play very well without Chris Middleton, but you can tell that there's like a piece missing in their offense, um, where they try to force and facilitate the ball to Giannis, and then you kind of have Drew Holiday, trying to do stuff. It doesn't seem like he's too comfortable doing those things because typically it goes Giannis, then Middleton, then Drew Holiday, then maybe Brook Lopez in there somewhere. But I think this Middleton injury is going to play a huge role on the Celtics. I do think that the Bucks will win one more game. I think the series is going to go to 7, and you're going to see the Celtics win it. I just think they're too strong defensively. And, as you saw in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, the last 10 minutes of the fourth quarter, they're also really strong offensively. When Jason Tatum gets on, he's on fire, and he's a tough player to stop. So, yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one. I think the Celtics move on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Next up, we have staying in the East, Sixers versus Heat, series tied 2-2. Obviously, Joel Embiid, he's back since the last time we probably talked about the NBA playoffs. Had that orbital, fracture or whatever, the mask. Embiid
Mm.
is, and honestly, I'm kind of scared if I'm the Heat. They come out today. Nikola Jokic wins the MVP. Embiid, was my front runner to win it, and
Mm.
I think this guy's going to be playing a little pissed off going into this next game tomorrow.
No, I agree with you 100%. Watching, spoilers, but the season finale, or yeah, season finale rather, of Winning Time last night, a motivating factor that Coach Pat Riley used to get Irvin Magic Johnson going was the Rookie of the Year vote, which he lost to Larry Bird 63-3. So I could see that being the same type scenario here, where a lot of people are saying Joel got snubbed. Tyler, clearly he's on the better team, still in the playoffs. The numbers are pretty comparable. You could argue that his impact on the team overall. Maybe not just number wise, but the impact in the locker room and plus minus. My favorite stat, Tyler, stuff like that. But yeah, no, I think this is one of the better series. Obviously, it's 2-2, much like the Celtics Bucks. I honestly don't know what happened. I mean, the Heat. Obviously, they were playing at home. The number one seed came off to a hot start. Jimmy Butler, Bam, Oladipo playing good minutes. All these guys looking like, they're gonna come out and sweep Philly. The critics are saying, "Oh, James Harden this, James Harden that." They can't do it with just Embiid. Now we come back to Philly, which for any sport really is a hostile environment to play in. Um, Embiid's doing it all. I think what happened with Harris last game? Did he get ejected or something, or
I'm not sure, but
fouled
Harden went
out?
off on the Sixers.
Yeah.
I mean, he had Embiid had 24, Harden had 31. I think that's the first time Harden scored 31 in the series.
When
Um,
Harden's hitting those skip to my Lou, step back 5 feet and just huck it, it's gonna be a long day for the opposing team.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking at the stat line from last game where the Heat lost by 8, I mean, Butler's put up 40. I feel like this dude is just always putting up 40 on for the Heat, and I think
Yeah,
it's a
he's
lot a lot of it just he needs his guys back. Kyle Lowry, I think this was his first game back from injury. He had 6, Hero off the bench having 11. They just need more production elsewhere, or they need to facilitate their defense a little bit better where they are stopping James Harden, or they are stopping Joel Embiid from scoring 24 in the post in 11. But I mean, this is a tough series for the Sixers because, or the Heat, excuse me, because not only are you trying to stop Embiid, but you don't know what Harden you're going to get. You don't know what Maxey you're going to get. You don't know what Harris you're going to get.
mm,
The Sixers team is so inconsistent that you don't really know who you're facing that night. And the Sixers are a scary team when they're on, but they're also a laughing stock when they're off. So
I mean, so you got Butler with 40, Adebayo with 21, and then your other three starters combined, which your boy PJ Tucker's in there, was the third
Missed
highest
everything.
scorer out of the starting five. 19 points. I mean, that's just not going to cut it. Who is this Struss guy? I haven't even heard too much of him, but
he's like a 3-point shooter. He like comes in off the bench and
yeah,
he
well,
really
two
just
3 points for six points total is not going to get it done.
yeah, I mean, this dude just hangs around the 3-point line and just hopes that someone collapses so he gets an open bucket.
Yeah, I mean, for everyone, talking about Kyle Lowry, obviously won the championship with Kawhi. Everyone's defending him, saying, he's a stud point guard. Coming back, scoring 6 points in 30 minutes. Tyler, do you think he almost hurt the Heat in this one? Obviously, I'm pretty sure when he was out, I'd have to look at it to be positive, but Oladipo was playing more minutes and stepping up. Now Lowry comes back and gets a spot and just doesn't perform. Do you think he could be harming them?
I mean, it's quite possible. I mean, a lot of the times these players rush back because they want to play. But if I'm a coach, especially in the playoffs, like there's such a difference between the regular season and the playoffs. Like you have to really play with momentum in the postseason. Like if you got guys that are playing so much better, you got to ride with them. Like if
Mm-hmm.
Oladipo is really playing that much better, you got to ride with Oladipo as a starter. Kyle Lowry can't be forced in there because then you're forcing him to play a game that maybe he doesn't have the momentum for. Where Oladipo will come out and score as you see triple the amount of points as Lowry. So
Mm-hmm.
I think they should ride with Oladipo until Lowry's feeling himself a little bit. Maybe sprinkle him in there here and there. Hopefully he gets his momentum back. But if I'm the Heat, I'm seriously consider starting Oladipo. It's not like he doesn't have experience.
Yeah, no, a guy was a stud, obviously an all-star back in his Indiana Pacer days. But I don't know, Tyler. I think the 76ers are a lot more volatile. Obviously, a lot of it, their performance is dependent on how Harden performs. But, I mean, you got Danny Green the game before this hitting what? A playoff high of 7 threes, I think it was. Maxi's playing incredible minutes on both ends of the floor. You got Niang, Thibault off the bench. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of liking. I'm switching. I was all Heat on this one. I think I'm shifting the momentum right now to the Sixers.
So that answers my next question. You have the Sixers moving on to face the Celtics in the Eastern Conference?
I mean, if Butler's dropping 40 and they're still losing, I think I'm gonna have to side with the Sixers. Trust the
Gotcha.
process, baby. Let's go.
Well, I'm gonna go opposite of you. I had the Heat winning this series. I had the Heat and Celtics winning this series before they even started, and I'm gonna stay on that train. I think the Heat are a very strong team. I think they had two games that they kind of let go by the wayside. But they're in Miami tomorrow. I think that's gonna be a huge deciding factor on how this series sways.
Hmm.
And honestly. Like I said, I would think that this MVP voting would play a role in Embiid. I actually think it might hinder him. I think a lot of pressures and stresses of outside things really take an effect on Embiid and his play style. So I'm gonna ride with the Heat on this one. I really want to see the Heat versus Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I know that the Sixers are gonna find a way to mess it up as they always do.
Yeah,
Um,
that seems like the more likely outcome. However, I think they're poised to be in a good position right now just because they're playing their own style of basketball and they're winning games. I think, and Tyler, we were talking a few weeks ago about where does Spoelstra rank all-time coaches. I think he's going to have to step up and whether make a lineup change or, a game plan scheme for this matchup because if they're both playing their best basketball, Sixers are a better team right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely going to see Lowry, first 5 minutes. If he doesn't see what he's like, then he's got to yank him. Two questions for you, Austin. I have
Mm,
a little game. So
I like
there's two
games.
there's two there's two guys, one on each team, that possibly could be free agents this year.
Yeah.
If you're this team, do you re-sign them? Sixers. If James Harden opts out, how much would you potentially pay him if you were any team in the NBA? If you really wanted James Harden, how much would you pay him and year over contract?
I don't. What's the what's the going rate for a superstar these days? I don't know.
Well, an extension for Duncan Robinson about a year or two ago was 3 years over 90 million.
Hmm. I think this will be James Harden's last max contract. I think he does get one more on a team.
Wow.
I think he's done enough. If the Sixers can go on and win this series at least, and he can perform a little bit at least in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think he does. Milk the cow a little bit more. He gets one more max, maybe not for a long term, but I think this is it. I think after that he's going to be hopping around, like Westbrook, kind of picking up on that veteran minimum, trying to make rent.
Yeah, I mean, I think for my answer, I'd probably do 3 years, 60 mil. Because he's
Mm.
32 right now. You get him till he's
Well,
35. That's usually
who was the what was the max on the Nets? Who just got that? Like 4 years, 120.
Kyrie or KD, probably.
I think one of those guys got 4 years, 120. So
Well, yeah, because Kyrie's making like 42 and KD's making like 44.
yeah, I think Harden can get.
You think he's getting the max? That's insane to me.
I want to say 2 years, either 2 years 60 or 3 years 80.
I know some team's gonna come around and Jacksonville Jaguars it where they're gonna mess up the whole entire market. They're gonna max
Hmm.
contract him like the fucking Magic or something, and he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna go there and he's gonna hate his life. Um,
Yeah, I mean, Tyler, hate it or love it, and he's still a top
don't say it.
10 player in this
What?
league,
No, he's not.
scoring wise. I
I
mean,
can name 10 other players that are better than him right now. Just pull up top points per game. I can name 20 probably better than that schmuck.
all right. I mean, I definitely think he's top 10.
Definitely not. Luca, Nikola,
Luka, Jokic, Giannis,
Giannis.
Butler, Curry, Ja Morant, Brandon Ingram, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell. So where is our friend James Harden? He's 25. Wait.
That's exactly where he should be.
So
I'm surprised
he's
he's that high.
scoring 19.8 a game. I mean, he Oh wait, this is playoffs. Wait, stop. No
That's
playoffs.
still bad. That's still bad.
Regular season
That's even.
points.
He might be top 50.
17. So
Damn.
regular season: Embiid, Giannis, Luka, Trey Young, DeRozan, Jokic, Tatum, Booker, Mitchell, Curry, Karl Anthony Towns, Levine, Jalen Brown. De'Aaron Fox kind of had a sneaky good year. Pascal Siakam,
Anybody can have a
McCollum,
sneaky good
James
year on the
Harden.
Kings.
So, but I don't think that all these guys are better. You're saying
But here's the thing
CJ
with those
McCollum,
with
like
those guys
Donovan
though,
Mitchell. I don't know.
with those guys though, Harden's 32. He's already lost his step from his MVP season. So you're getting a guy on the back, the back nine of his career essentially. How many years does Harden have left at a max contract? I don't think he has any. I
Hmm.
think he's a guy that should get 20 million a year, but like I said, I think someone's gonna mess up the market, that desperately wants Harden, and they're gonna mess it up. Kind of like the Heat did with Duncan Robinson. But now that we're on the Heat, next guy up, Tyler Hero, due to
Mm-hmm.
be a free agent this offseason.
Mm.
How much are you paying him?
I don't know. He's a weird one. I think it was like his rookie year, sophomore year. I don't know how many years he's been in the NBA, but one year he was good. Then the bubble obviously, and then I think last year he regressed a little bit. Now he's playing good minutes. I don't. I think he's another guy, Tyler, that he'll probably get the max. I don't know how deserving of it he is.
Jesus. You're just handing out maxes like you're Oprah.
Well, dude, you gotta think about it. Like,
He's a six man of the year.
yeah,
So he's not starting on your team.
okay, but that's still deserving of a max contract. That's just because he doesn't play in the starting rotation. He could start on teams. I mean, he should definitely start over fucking Struss over here. I don't know like what his deal is, but
Well, I mean, some guys like Jamal Crawford are good coming off the bench. They're better.
no,
They prefer.
exactly. Like
So you gotta think this guy's gonna be a six man, and you're gonna pay him the max.
I guess I don't know like the exact structure of contracts, but I feel like if you're going to be a main focal point on that team, like you're going to get a max contract.
I would give him 4 years, 120.
That sounds like a max contract to me.
It's not.
Okay.
Max is like that's like 10 mil under the max. That might even be 15 mil under the max.
Because I thought there was max and then super max.
I mean, right now the max is like 46 million a year, or
NBA
50, or 50.
max contract. So the contract explained the 25% salary rule states that a player who has played 6 years or less in the NBA can be paid the greater of either 25% of the salary cap or 105% of the player's salary for the prior season. Let me click on this link. Another max contract is guaranteed the player's 30% of the team's salary cap, also known as the Derrick Rose rule. So that doesn't really answer my question of what the going rate is. All right, here we go. Max salaries 21, 22. So 6 years. Says 6 years or less, 163 million.
Okay.
that, I mean, that's an insane amount of money. But I think, wait, signing with a new team is 6 years or less, 120. So that basically is a max contract if you got 120.
Even though it'd be like 30 mil. Okay, I guess. I guess I'm giving Hero the max too then.
But you know what I'm saying? I don't think it makes sense, Tyler. But
The max,
it's the
in my
same thing that
opinion, the max
happened.
is like the going rate, like we've been saying, and it's like, hey, this guy was paid this amount. This is the new max. Kind of like how they do in the NFL, where it's like, well, let's pay him $1 million more than Patrick Mahomes.
That's what
That way,
I'm
he's the
saying.
highest paid.
That's what I'm saying. It just goes up because everyone thinks, okay, well, if he's their guy, I'm your guy, so I deserve at least that much money, if not more. Of course, I want to have the fucking bragging rights and have my nuts hang out, so you got to pay me $10 more a year. But it was like Rodgers got it, and then Garoppolo, and then Stafford. It's like these guys aren't better than the previous guy. Tyler Hero, he's not probably even a top 20 guy in the league, but
Oh, definitely not.
he's gonna go somewhere and make them better, and he's gonna demand as much money as he can get. That's the fact of the matter. He
I
is a
think
guy that can bring the team to the next
right.
level.
I think he stays with the Heat though. I think the Heat are gonna try and keep him because
Of
he's
course.
their guy at the end of the day.
And they got a lot of money, and there's no sales tax, and there's hot ass. So why wouldn't he fucking stay in Miami?
There's sales tax. There's no state income tax.
Whatever the fuck that is.
Um, let's head over to the West.
Well, speaking of that, real quick, you see the what's his name, Sauce Gardner, 30
uh,
something mil, and he's only getting like half of it because of goddamn New York State income tax. That's crazy.
dude, I could. That's like the places I would hate to play is California, New
Mm.
York. I think even like Chicago has pretty high taxes too. So those are like some terrible. Like if I went to the Magic and I was hitting the super max, I'd be chilling.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I wouldn't even care.
I mean, they got to make up for it because it's like, yeah, Florida. I think if they didn't have like fucking incredibly detrimental natural disasters like flooding and hurricanes and shit like that, that'd probably be the best place to live in the
I
country.
I've literally lived here for 7 years and have never experienced a hurricane.
Then you're not the real Hurricane Hayes. He's a
All right,
fucking liar.
going over to where the earthquakes and real detrimental shit happen in the West.
I've been here over a year. I've never seen one. Okay. I think I
Yeah,
actually did experience one, but
exactly. Where the state income tax is out the ass. Uh, Grizzlies versus Warriors. Austin, this game is going on right now. Warriors up 2-1. They're down 20-24 against the Grizzlies at home. The Warriors are home. Definitely an interesting series. Definitely probably the most physical series that is out there in the NBA right now. A lot of he said, she said type of business where, last game we
mm,
had John Morant saying that Jordan Poole broke the player's code by grabbing his knee, potentially injuring him. We had Dylan Brooks tomahawk
mm,
almost like
mm.
the head of Gary Payton on a layup. We've had Draymond Green assault, I guess you could say, Terrence Clark when he was going up for a dunk. So there's been a lot of chippiness, a lot of words have been said. Honestly, this is my favorite series though, Austin, and the reason behind that is because of all the drama. There's only been 3 games. Something's gonna happen tonight,
Yeah.
I'm sure of it, and it's only the fourth game that we're witnessing. Definitely a fun series.
No, I love it, Tyler. Obviously, you never want to see anyone get seriously injured. The Morant thing was scary. The Dylan Brooks injury was pretty bad. Obviously, we saw today it came out. He said he takes it back, and he wished he never did that. But no, it's an incredible series. I just think there's not much that John Morant can do. He can't score 47 points every game and barely get by the Warriors. Obviously, they lose by 30. But I got to know what's going on with John Morant's dad. It, I, s- I don't know. I've seen memes, but like, is he actually rooting against Ja? Because obviously he's been like chatting up Steph a lot throughout the series. But, this dude just came out of nowhere with his bucket hat, and now he's just like a celebrity.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was when Ja got drafted. The biggest thing was his dad was his biggest hater, and I guess you're seeing that because his name's T Morant. T Morant will literally just talk shit about his own son to the opposing team. I don't know whether that's to get his son going, have him score 47, whatever the case may be. Some weird reverse psychology where he's got to
Hmm.
make his dad pissed off or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's been working because, I mean, Ja's been playing out of his mind this series. He's been playing really well. They were worried last game that he wouldn't play this game because of his knee. and he's suited up, so he's fighting through it. I'll give it to this Grizzlies team. They're only down one game. They've been in every single game. Um, this Warriors team is no joke. They obviously got the Splash Brothers with their newly addition Pool Boy with Jordan Poole. You like that one?
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, they got Draymond who can run the point, and then they got Andrew Wiggins who's really revitalized his career. So the Grizzlies are a fun team to watch. They're young, but this is where it gets to that point where you said Jason Tatum needs one more year. This Grizzlies team, I think, needs one more year. Maybe adding one more strong player to this team to really solidify themselves in this Western Conference where they could evenly match up with this Warriors team. I think the Warriors, and this is going to go into my pick, I think the Warriors are the better team. I think they're going to win this series. It might probably go to 6. I think it's actually going to happen in 5. But this Warriors team is very strong, and I just don't see anybody beating them in the Western Conference. So I do have them going to the finals personally, but unless something drastic happens, I think the Warriors are going to win this series.
No, I mean they're running away with it right now. Ja Morant dropping 34 last game, and they still lose by 30 points. I mean, Tyler, we're talking about, Andrew Wiggins is probably the fourth, maybe the third best player on the roster right now, and he was an all-star starter. And we're talking about, all the best players throughout the league. I had a point. Okay, yeah, so one thing I will say, and maybe getting a little bit ahead of myself as I usually do, Tyler, but we're talking about Grizzlies need a year, a bunch of young guys. They got Morant, Brooks, you name it, but or Bane, right? This dude's been crazy. I still think he should switch sports. That guy could be a stud outside linebacker.
Or a tight end.
Fucking A.
He's probably
But
the same height as Kelsey.
he's got bigger biceps, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I will say, Lakers gonna have an interesting off season. They're gonna have to do some soul searching, see who they want to move, who they want to keep. If Anthony Davis goes to the Memphis Grizzlies, I think they're the best team in the West. If you take that kind of young talent with that kind of veteran presence and just one of the best superstars of our generation, Tyler. You got who Valanciunas in there right now playing the 5. I mean, you put the Brow in there, forcing them to step out behind the arc. Play some perimeter defense. He can pass from the block. I mean, that elevates them to a whole other echelon.
I mean, I'm not sure if the Lakers would trade Anthony Davis like right now.
I mean, they have to. If they try to go back with the fucking senior citizen squad, there's no shot they're gonna make it past the first round, even if everyone's healthy.
I mean, I don't know. If I'm the Lakers, I'm trying to keep Anthony Davis as much as possible, and I'm trying to expand upon him. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are thinking that they're going to go a different direction in terms of getting rid of Anthony Davis, building a team around LeBron, but isn't that the reason why they brought in Anthony Davis in the first place?
But
I mean, that's
okay,
their
so they're
centerpiece.
not gonna get rid of LeBron, and they would like to get rid of Westbrook, but they can't because LeBron, that's his guy, brought him
Well,
in.
Westbrook's a free agent
So
this year.
who's the outlier?
Well,
Anthony
Westbrook's a,
Davis.
well, Westbrook's a free agent this year, so he's gone. That dude's packing his bags.
I don't
Uh,
know.
But I mean, you're right. I mean, in the sense of if they added a perennial all-star like that to, attach to John Morant and have with, but I mean, they would have to get rid of Jaren Jackson. Like that would be the biggest thing, and he's a young piece that they would probably like to develop and keep around. Um, Definitely not no Anthony Davis, but I think you're onto something in terms of if they got rid of Jaren Jackson and added a strong big man. Yeah, I could see that 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I just think that could be like literally what are they missing? They got shooters, they got defenders, ball handlers. Like they literally just need someone in the post who can be the bruiser, who can get those offensive rebounds, facilitate. Like I mean,
I think they're just missing somebody to take the pressure off John Moran at the end of the day.
yeah, I mean, I hope we don't, we're not having this conversation 5 years from now and we're talking about John Morant like Russell Westbrook because I don't know how much of a winner he is. He's putting up these points and, all-star caliber statistics, but he's just not getting the job done. Like, yeah, they won the first series against a struggling at best Pelicans team, but now they're playing some solid competition. They stole one, with on when he played the best game of his career, maybe. But now, he comes back down to normal a little bit, scores 34 points, and they lose by 30.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely got to do a lot more than most players. But the Grizzlies faced the T-Wolves in the first round, not the Pelicans. That was the Suns.
All right.
Yeah, I had to
Okay.
check that. I was like, wait, they faced the
Even
Pelicans?
worse, I think the
No.
Pelicans are better than the T-Wolves.
Stop. Stop.
Brandon Ingram,
You're high off your own supply.
CJ
Karl Anthony
McCollum.
Towns is top 5 big mans in the league. Top 3. Top 3. I'll give him top 3.
I
It
don't
goes
know about
It
that.
goes no, I'll give him top 5. Giannis, Embiid, Jokic, somebody else, and then Cat. Maybe Cat's at number 4.
Nah, I just don't think that's true.
Well, who do you got in this series? You got the Warriors?
Oh yeah, easily.
Okay. Next up, we got the Mavs versus the Suns. Another chippy series that we have here. Their next game is tomorrow. Series is tied 2-2, going to Phoenix. Another guy that's interesting in our little game that we've been playing, Jalen Brunson, going to be a free agent this year.
Mm,
Obviously, is a big name
he's getting the
been
bag.
that's been playing a lot of minutes, scoring a lot of points. Probably the sole reason why they made it past the Jazz in the first round. Um, I'm not impressed with him this series with against the Suns. Maybe I haven't really seen the stat lines that much, but I feel like he's not putting up as much since Luka's been back. But maybe that's what they just need. They just need somebody to alleviate the pressure. I'm actually shocked that it's 2-2 right now. I'm surprised that it's not 3-1 Suns. But
Hmm.
what do you make of this series?
It's an interesting series. I think the Mavs have a lot of promise. I think they have a bright future. Obviously, Luka, I mean, dude's still 21, and it feels like he's been in the league for 10 years already. Just, the presence that he's had, the statistics he's put up, impact on the game. I don't know. You wonder, let me see before I say something uh, too controversial. Let's see. Booker scored 35 last game. I was going to say, you wonder if Booker came back too early from that injury, but he's playing 43 minutes, putting up 35 points, 50% from 3. I don't really think that injury is hindering too much right now. Um it's tough, Tyler, because I do think Luka is the best player on the court, when these two teams face off. However, I just don't think they have as much of a well-rounded team. I think they are a boom or bust type team.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got Mark Cuban in there, and he's always been the guy like, oh, we're not shooting mid-range jumpers, right? It's layups and three-pointers. So it's like, all right, if you're not hitting your threes and you got eight in the post that's not allowing much around the rim, that's going to be a long night for you. I think Chris Paul, on the heels of his 37th birthday, I think he's very still hungry, for that championship. Um, I like both these teams. I like Luca. I like Chris Paul, Devin Booker. I just think the Suns more complete and throw the Mavs into that category, Tyler, of teams that need one more year.
So you're going with the Suns throughout the series?
I think I gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I like that pick. I'm gonna agree with you on that one. And the Mavs are a team that boom or bust is a good way to explain them. But the only times that I feel like they win is when they shoot really well from the 3-point line, and
mhm.
typically when they get a lot of guys involved that are hitting that night. When they're not, they're not. They're
45% from 3 last game. That's
yeah.
pretty solid.
I would say anytime the Mavs shoot over 40%
Mm.
or 40% or higher, they're winning that game. That they
Mhm.
shoot an obnoxious amount of threes. And they have a lot of guys from 1 through 5 that can shoot threes. So,
Mm.
if they're hitting, and they're gonna beat you, and that's how they're gonna beat you. Now, mind you, they are also a very good passing team, hence why Jason Kidd's their coach. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that honestly, Austin, this should be the Jason Kidd Memorial Championship right here, Mavs versus Suns.
Hmm.
This was two teams that Jason Kidd played for. Now he coaches the Mavs. Winner gets to take Jason Kidd as coach.
Yeah, hey, that's
um,
not a bad one.
it's like NBA Street. It's like you get to take one of the players.
Yeah, real quick, Tyler. If I could give a most improved player in the playoffs award, I'm gonna give it to Dorian Finney-Smith. I
Oh,
mean, this guy, I don't even know how many minutes he was playing last year or, throughout the regular season, but this dude has come in, he's stepped up, he shot the ball well in big time moments, and yeah, he's fun to watch. I
yeah. I
just had
mean,
to give a quick shout out.
no, I mean, that's a good one. I mean, he's been playing out of his mind. Again, another guy that can shoot really well, but I think he's more of a factor on defense. He's usually always, increasing the energy on defense, probably guarding one of the better guys. I'm pretty sure he guards Devin Booker, but
8 for 12 from 3 point, 24 points last game.
Jesus,
I,
all
I
threes,
don't know. That seems
all
like more of an
threes,
offensive guy to me.
all threes.
No, yeah,
That's
that
like that's like all gas, no brakes on threes. Jason Kidd's like, we're only shooting threes tonight.
dude,
Live and die.
Cuban. Obviously, we know him as like the OG godfather of the analytics. He's like, don't shoot mid range jumpers. That makes zero sense. And I heard that when I was in like ninth grade. I'm like, yes, Mark Cuban. Anytime I'm at the Y, I'm either driving to the hoop or I'm stepping back for a 40-footer because I will not be shooting one from the elbow because it's worth 2 points.
I mean,
And
he's a numbers
yeah,
guy. You got to think high percentage for the low post shots, aka dunks and layups,
hmm
and then more points for the threes. So I mean, it makes sense. He's got two guys that are 7 foot tall that can shoot threes and actually make them. So it's quite impressive. This team is. When I first saw them, Austin, I know I was bashing them in the first round, saying that they're not going to make it out. They're probably going to get swept. Now they're like my
well,
black horse to
yeah.
win it all, no pun intended, with the Mavs.
Mm.
But
So who are you taking this series?
I'm taking the Suns.
Mm.
I just want to see the Suns versus Warriors. It's more of a selfish reason. Would I love to see the Mavs move on? Of course, I think they're very interesting and kind of lethal, yet like I don't even know what the word is, but like kind of like you don't know what you're gonna get with them.
Don't
And
know what you got till it's gone.
I love Luca, I love J Kidd obviously, but I think the Suns are a much better team. And Chris Paul, he went 100% on his birthday from shooting,
Hmm.
just unreal performance by him. So I'm gonna go with the Suns. I think they're gonna face the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals.
You have 11
Okay.
players in each.
Not a bad guess. Um, one more hypothetical for you.
Okay.
I did say 40-footer, and I was looking at this graphic of someone like very far behind the 3 point line. Do you think the NBA should adapt maybe another line or make like past half court, 4 points or something like that?
Absolutely not.
Like part of me wants to be like, yeah, because like then half court shot, 4 points, it makes more
I
games
just think it
interesting.
becomes
But
like the Harlem Globetrotters at that point. Like,
right,
oh, he hit a 50-footer. He gets 4 points.
yeah, I just don't think the game would be as fun if like the big three had those little circles. If
Yeah.
Steph Curry's just running over to that and hucking it up, 10 times a game.
Yeah. Vegas odds for the Warriors is like 2-1. Like
Yeah.
they just win the championship.
That'd be incredible. Dude, I mean, I think it's gonna happen at some point though. Like,
They might
just
try it.
yeah, I think they should experiment with it. Maybe, Silver's been pretty adamant on wanting to do like a, you know, beginning of the season, halfway through the season, like tournament. Maybe try it in that, see how the game flow goes, see how the pace of play is.
Or like do it during the 3-point contest. That would make the most sense.
Well, they already have the frickin' Mountain Dew balls or whatever it is, the money rack,
The
right?
Mountain Dew balls. Yeah.
Um,
You want to do a game of
Let's
Podal?
do some Poto. I also have a video we can watch.
Podal. What
Oh.
is this, science class? Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill, 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 Bill.
Shout out to an OG. When you heard that song coming on, you know it was about to be a lit class.
Oh boy.
All right, let me share it with you.
Although a lot of people probably hate Bill Nye nowadays.
What, do you get canceled?
No, he just speaks out against like the right. I know we don't try and
Oh,
get
yeah.
political, but
Right. He's kind of like, all right, I'm not doing science videos anymore. Let me try to become an activist. So,
yeah, right.
yeah. All right, Tyler.
Let's do it.
Do I guess for first this time? Because I
Why
think
don't we just do Dorian Finney-Smith?
I like it.
I love it.
Bang. Oh shit.
Ah,
Not bad though. We got a lot of
West.
in the West. Wait,
Lower than 10.
wait. So he is a forward? I forget
But
that.
he's like a guard or a center. He has to be a guard because he's smaller than 6'7"
Right.
in the West.
Wait. So what does the yellow mean again?
It's like they also play that position,
But
I
they're
think. Or it's like
uh,
close. It's like close.
Okay. So he's old. He's short. Chris Paul.
What about LeBron? Is
Well,
he wear
he's
6?
taller. He's taller than 6'7".
I thought he. No, you're right. Try Chris Paul.
Bang! Oh
Oh!
no. So
All
he's
right, in between
wait.
10 and 3.
So what the fuck does yellow mean? If he's not a guard or a forward, he's not a center.
He plays both. He plays guard. He's a guard slash forward.
Hmm.
So he's in the Pacific. Who's in the Pacific? Not on the Suns.
Wait, so I mean the numbers gotta dial it down. It's between. Wait, so the number is yellow. That means he sometimes wears 10. What the
No,
fuck does
he's
that mean?
close to 10.
Oh,
It means that you're like within the number or so.
what the? I'm so confused.
Let's try who's a Laker player.
Uh, Malik Monk. What number is he? I think he's no, he's
I
11.
think he's 5. I think he's 5.
Is he 5?
Let's try it.
Let's try it. Oh,
Oh,
he's
he
on the
was 11. Lakers. Okay, he's
right?
on the Lakers, so
Is it LeBron?
it can't be LeBron.
He's like 6'9", right? At least 6'8".
Do LeBron.
No, really? All right, fine. If it is, I'm gonna be pissed. No.
He is 6'9". Wow. What number is he? He's.
Oh wait, he's 23. We're stupid. Oh wait, no, 6.
Don't say it like that.
Oh, sorry. All right, so it's between 6 and 10.
Does one of the Morrises play for the Lakers?
I don't know. I'm being very distracted by Raiders' fucking tongue in the background, licking like he hasn't drank water in days.
He's a fucking camel.
It's not Melo, right? He's taller than
Melo also
6'7".
wears 0, I think.
Hmm. Well, let's name Lakers players. Westbrook is what number is he wearing these days? I thought he was 0.
He might be 0. What's Melo? Melo's 7.
That's what I thought.
It might be Melo.
But I thought he was over 6'7". I don't know. Wait, so he's younger than 37. He's not younger than LeBron, right?
No,
We gotta be smart. We gotta be smart.
I think he's older than LeBron.
Yeah. So he's in between 29 and 37. It's not Davis. Trying to think.
Wow, I can't even name a single player on the Lakers roster.
They
right
got
now.
rid of Caldwell Pope, right? Or is he still on the team?
Yeah, he's on the. What team does he play for?
I think he got traded. Trevor Ariza?
I don't think he plays for them anymore.
No, he does.
Does one of the Morrises play for them? The Morris twins?
I don't know. I just saw Markeith plays for the Heat.
So
Yeah.
I think the other Morris plays for the Lakers.
I thought he was on the Celtics.
I don't know. He's not. Do the opposite Morris that you just
I want
said.
to do Trevor Ariza.
Ariza doesn't play for the
Yes,
Lakers.
he got re-signed this year. I promise you. Don't look it
What
up
number
because
is
that's
he?
cheating.
What number is he? Do it. I trust you.
All right. How do you spell his name?
Just type in Trevor.
What?
He's not even on the.
Oh my
He's not even
God.
on a team.
Wait. What? I swear to
Fucking
God,
lie,
Trevor
dude.
Ariza was on the
No,
fucking.
he's not.
All
I
right.
knew it. I don't trust you.
Well, at least we didn't fucking waste
Do
a get.
Morris. What's
All right. Well,
fuck? I think it's that one.
he's on the
Oh,
Clippers. I
shit.
told you.
He's 32. And he was number 8. He's higher than 8, so it has to be 9.
It's number. Who the fuck is number 9 for the Lakers? Jesus. I don't know.
So he plays. He's shorter than 6'8". Who the fuck is number 9 on the Lakers? We literally got it by number. We just don't know the Lakers roster.
Well, who does? It's a fucking revolving door. It's not because it's 32, so it's not that younger white dude.
God, I'm gonna be so mad when I figure this out.
Don't look it up just yet. Come on, we gotta give
Do the silhouette. Show the silhouette.
No, come on. Let's put our fucking brains together. Let's go.
He's 32 years
So
old.
he's a guard forward, 32 years old.
Number 9. Plays for the Lakers. We literally have every bit of information you need.
Is Westbrook is 0, right? Because
Yeah, and also, he's probably like 6'6".
well, that's what I'm saying. The height thing checks out.
Fuck.
Mello. Let's just name people, and then something's gonna happen.
I literally can't name anybody.
AD, Monk. I swear to God, they had Trevor Ariza on there at some point. Dude, look, I'm gonna look this up real quick. Ariza. Look at he was number 1 on the Lakers this season. 36 years
Plays
of
for the
age.
Sixers.
Oh wait, this is who it is, right? Did I just
That's-
cheat? Oh no.
That's no.
Wait.
Is it none?
Is it Bazemore?
It might be Bazemore.
It's gotta be.
It might be Bazemore.
All right. Wait.
That's the only person that makes sense. You know, if you showed me his silhouette, I would have got that. I would have got that.
Hey, we didn't cheat. We didn't look at the number. We just saw his face and got reminded of it. Well, that was hard. I mean,
Yeah.
we set ourselves up for failure by getting Luka and 2 guesses on the very first podal we ever did.
Yeah, that was absurd. Never have a superstar as the what? Kent Bazemore. I remember seeing him play for the Hawks. That guy was something.
Yeah, he's not that great. You want to watch
Yeah.
a quick video?
Yeah.
So this is something a coworker sent to me. It's a streamer explaining to another streamer that doesn't know sports, like football and stuff like that. So, do you have the audio? I don't know. Can you hear that?
The basis understanding of American football, there are 2
No.
teams. You have
All
11.
right, hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing, and I'm gonna share again. Wait, I think I missed it. Share sound. All right, you should have it now. All right, so this is like Markiplier is pretty well-known streamer, explaining to someone, and I guess they animated it, so I don't know. We'll check it out.
The basis understanding of American football, there are 2 teams. You have 11 players on either side. There are 3 phases of football. You have your offense, you have your defense, and you have special teams.
But there's 2 teams.
There's 2 teams, each have 3 phases.
3 phases.
It's so during competition, one team fields offense, one team fields
And then
defense.
there's a third team waiting behind the stands, ready to ambush the other team.
No.
The special ops. Like special ops? Special teams?
Special teams you could equate that to special ops.
They murder them.
So your offense comes out on the field. You
He's
have
just like
5 offensive
comparing it to
linemen,
video games.
a quarterback, a running back, a tight end,
Tight end.
and then you'll have 3 receivers.
3 receivers. That's 11.
You're good at math.
Thank you.
They can run the ball, which the quarterback will receive the ball from the center via a snap between the legs.
Okay. Could you just keep snapping it forever? Could you make like a chain of 11 people and they all snap it between
Fucking
their
human
legs all the way back to the
centipede.
I mean, you could, but you probably would lose.
Or it's a trick. They're
or
so confused.
the
They don't
defense
know
would
what
just
they're
tackle
doing.
everyone.
No, that's 11 in a row. You're gonna get through 11 people. No one's strong
You have
enough.
11 people on defense.
Yeah, but they're in a row, so they hide their numbers. What's stopping the football players from stacking on each other's shoulders to get
Rules.
over defenders? Oh, someone tried that. So they
Yes,
made a rule
there's
for that.
technically a rule in the NFL where you cannot utilize another player to launch yourself.
But it would be sick as hell, though. What about two people heave-hoeing someone?
That's
though?
again launching.
But that's
Heave
using two
hoeing.
people.
Doesn't matter, it's still launching.
Okay, all right. What?
Generally speaking, you will see that
yeah.
kind of offense.
Snap.
They'll snap the ball to the quarterback, and the quarterback can do one of two things.
Is he called the quarterback because there are 4 of them?
No.
Oh.
There's technically a halfback as well.
What is that? What?
That's that traditionally now.
Two
nowadays it's called
quarterbacks
the
on
running
top
back.
of each other in a trench coat with like a fedora on their head. It's like you morph 2 together to merge into the halfback, and then you morph 2 halfbacks to get a fullback, and that's like a shiny Pokemon card.
This dude's mic is way too good. I feel like he's inside of my brain.
Because it's like trading cards.
The fucking bass of his voice is.
All right, I'm sorry. Continue. Continue.
So at the snap of the ball, quarterback get ball, quarterback throw ball, ball catch, defense tackle, quarterback get ball, quarterback throw ball, defense catch ball, turnover.
Turnover.
Yes. Quarterback get ball, quarterback throw ball hit second down, quarterback get ball, pitch ball, running back run forward, quarterback get ball, quarterback handoff ball, running back run to end zone touchdown. So
Let me
on
just give a
offense.
recap of
Yes.
everything that I've learned so far.
Certainly.
From the very beginning.
Yes.
There's a special team, like special ops. They sneak up onto the field under the darkness of night. Well, the people don't know because they're camouflaged on the field. They have lines painted on ghillie suits that look like the field, and then they emerge, right? And people don't know when the game starts until they pop up out of the ground, and then they go and kick the ball, and then the other team who is hiding in a secret formation out on the receiving end, they pop up, and then they catch the ball, and they run it as far as they can. And then they switch out. There's an offense team and a defense team. We don't know about the defense team yet. All right, okay. We've talked about the offense. Let's talk about the defense.
Defense stop offense going to touchdown. Defense stop offense from getting 10 yards in 3 attempts. Defense stop ball. Defense stop offense from score points.
Okay. All right, I'm going to give a summary of everything we've learned so far. So after the special teams parachute into the stadium, like under the cover of night, radio silence, underneath radar level, they're dropped in speed drop, helicopter, but a silent helicopter. No, nothing. Just... And it comes in and drops, parachutes. They come down. And this is like midnight. Next day, game goes kick. Boom! It's on. They pop up from their fields. Guns are blazing across the field. Bullets flying everywhere. The other team catches the ball. They tackle them. They go down. The offensive is trying to sack that ball. What is it? Don't tell me. They're trying to between the legs. Wham! They snap. They snap the ball. Snap it right now. They crack it. Boom to the quarterback. He throws or chucks back or runs himself. Try to get ball forward. The defensive linemen, they don't take shit from nobody. They've been bullied their whole life. They don't like anybody. No human, animal, nothing. They're full of hate. Nothing but hate.
Sounds
They
about
want to
right.
Stop that ball. They're like psychologically controlled from their birth to hate balls. And they're just like, no. And so they do whatever they can, whatever dirty trick, knives, whips, chains, I don't judge, to stop that ball from going forward. And that's football.
Incredible.
That was interesting. It's just tough because, like, obviously we've grown up with the game of football and, like, sports in general. It's, like, tough to fathom that someone could be a grown adult and not understand the game of football, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, and then it's like, well, what don't we know that they know?
yeah, I mean, dude's saying the special teams is out here dropping in like SEAL Team 6 with a fucking AR-15 to stop the kickoff.
Those guys probably know the Grand Theft Auto code.
Oh, yeah.
By the back of their hand.
The whole cheat code sheet, A, B, 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 X, up, down. But, yeah,
XXX.
they can't understand the defensive linemen and quarterbacks. But no, that was a pretty funny video.
I think the one thing that bothers me, I know this is last thing. If you call anything sports ball, just don't talk to me.
It was
End all
yeah.
communications.
It was like
There's some guys on this channel that say it. Thou shalt not be named. Just don't talk to me. Sports ball. That's disrespectful.
yeah, that's because you're doing it like on purpose
That's
and
like me calling
ironically,
Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh.
right?
You
Or
want me to
like
disrespect it like that? 'Cause
Magic.
I'm not gonna.
No. I mean, we enjoy that too. So
Yeah,
we play Pokemon.
we like all
Yu-Gi-Oh.
kinds of things.
Yeah, we like everything except murder and bad stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Anyways,
and Devontae Adams on the Raiders.
I hate that the most of all.
I love it.
It's like murder, getting coal in your stocking, and fucking Devontae Adams on the Raiders. This is my top 3 worst
It was
things
like
ever.
one of the worst things that happened to me in my life was the Bucks beating the Raiders in the Super Bowl. Being born was another one. And then Brett Favre's dad dying and just absolutely shitting on the Raiders in Monday Night Football back in like 2002.
That was a very historic and magical game from Mr. Favre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course on the Raiders.
Right. Just had to be.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I don't got too much. I think we're at an hour mark here.
Yeah,
honey,
we are.
So you gotta get to bed.
I got to catch some Z's.
Yep. You don't get that good looking by staying up all hours of the night.
No.
No. All right. Until next time, we'll be back. But maybe have some series concluded by next week's episode, Tyler.
Yeah.
All right. I will be right back. Monday Night Gaming. Tyler's gonna go to bed, so stay tuned.
Night night.